Good afternoon. I'm Brandy Uretta. I'm your host of Kiss Sports here on DeepLMRadio.com. You ruined that this week, bro.
I'm tired.
Oh, whatever.
Stay awake till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't tell you to stay awake that late.
Well, too bad.
I woke you up.
Thanks.
Yeah, to come down here and record. How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
All the vets out there.
All the vets, all the guys that have given their lives for our freedom,
America.
So we can talk about sports and everything.
Yep.
It's Pat Tillman. He was a football player.
Yep.
He gave his life for freedom.
Well, Joe DiMaggio.
Well, he didn't die in war.
Well, he died. He's dead, and he was in war, so technically he is a memorial.
He's a memorial veteran person?
I guess.
I don't know. I think you have to die in war
To be considered
for Memorial Day for it. But I'm not 100%. But thank you to all those that have given the sacrifices for our country. We love you. We appreciate it. We wouldn't be here being able to talk about sports. We wouldn't be able to enjoy sporting events
without all our soldiers.
Without all those guys that gave up their lives from the beginning of America's conception.
1776 on.
Well, that was before that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. God bless America. Well,
playoffs.
We got the NBA playoffs going out right now. Heat Pacers, they played game 3. Heat took a 2-1 lead over the Pacers.
Yeah,
I
forgot all about the game last night. They were the Pacers were up.
Man, they were up by a lot.
I first left for work, and then I didn't pay attention at all for all night.
And then when you checked it, the Heat had came back and won 99-87. Wade and LeBron James combined for 49 points. Now, I want to say this. I thought Wade had fallen off.
He has fallen off.
In this series alone, he has scored 27 points, 23 points, and I forgot what he scored last night, 20-some-odd points. He's not being bad. He's playing.
He's a sandbagger. He plays hard for like a little bit, and then acts hurt, takes off. Like he only played like 40 games this season. He'll play hard for a couple games, get hurt. He can still play when he wants to. It's just you don't get 30, 40 straight games.
Well, he doesn't need to either.
Yeah,
it wasn't like when he played in 2006 when they went to the finals against the Mavericks. And it was him and Shaq. Yeah, and that was all they had on that team, basically.
He was the best player, and then Shaq was his backup.
Right. It's insane, though. But, that is what it is. So, but as I said, he's putting points up. Bosch had 9 points in Game 2 in their 87-83 win over the Pacers. In Game 1 on last Sunday, the Pacers won 107-96. But it's been interesting. Game 4 will be Monday at 7:30. Thunder.
A long lull of games this week. It was like 4 days off.
It was so boring. We were trying to figure out what to do.
Watch women's college softball. That's been fun.
He's been enjoying that. That's really weird, bro.
I watch it every year.
You watch it every year?
I watch the women's college. Once the super regionals and then the World Series, I watch it. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Women's college softball is fun to watch on TV.
Well, here's another series
it's really fast paced. It's not like college baseball where it's really fast paced.
I like hearing the balls hit off of a college baseball bat.
It doesn't do that no more.
Bing!
Doesn't make that sound.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
The other day I heard
changed the bats.
Well,
the BB Core bats have made it all the sound of the bats changed. There's a lot less homers hit. College games a lot less fun to watch now because they don't hit bombs. They used to average like 3 bombs a game, and now it's like
not that.
It's moved like a third of that.
Yeah.
With the way they've changed the bats, and the new bats suck.
New bats, no bats, gloves for the bats.
Yeah, the bat I gave Trevor, he can't even use it in high school no more.
Well, damn. Well, we got off the subject of NBA playoffs. We were talking playoffs. Well, let's go to the other teams in the playoffs. The Thunder and the Spurs. Spurs have been whooping it.
Whooping that ass.
Game 1, they won 122-105. In Game 2, they won 112 to 77. Game 3 is today, and Game 4 will be on Tuesday at 7:30.
7:30?
Yeah. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili recorded 111 wins, playoff wins, together.
Most for a trio.
That's crazy.
I'd figure it would have been like Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy or something.
But that's a lot of games to play together. Most players in a playoffs, a lot of.
Just think, if they win 75% of their games, that's their win. So if they win 111. It's crazy to think how, because if you win 75%, that's almost like 200 playoff games.
If you say you win. You go through an entire series. That's 16. 100 divided by 16, I can't even do all the math. That's a lot of years of going to the playoffs, and you know they didn't make it to the playoff. Well, they did make it to the playoffs probably all of those years, but they didn't win every series all those years.
Yeah, they won the finals 4 times, so that's winning all the way through.
That's 16. That's 16 times 4. That's something.
So if you win 4 games, that's 16 games. That's
64.
64 wins just on the wins in the finals. Year. So that's 111. That's okay. 111 minus. Getting a little math up on here. 111 minus 64. That's 47 other wins in their other 10 seasons combined.
It's pretty impressive.
So that's that's an average of just one playoff series win per season.
And that is. 3 people to be able to keep 3 people together.
The Knicks haven't won a playoff series. Well, did they win last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they won 1 series last year.
Maybe.
Because they were like the number 3 seed.
Right.
That was the first series win in like 10 years. There's a lot of teams that haven't even won a playoff series in the time that the Spurs have won like 14.
Well, it's just crazy, as I said, but it's nuts to keep those 3 players together for that long.
Yeah, with free agency nowadays,
you're not going to keep LeBron and Wade and Bosh together
7-8 years, much less, players that they drafted them all.
Right.
That's why the draft is like the most important thing. Unless you can get like a LeBron, you got to build through the draft, and that's why it's scary for the Mavericks. Once Dirk leaves, what the hell are the Mavs going to do? They haven't drafted anybody over the last.
Nope.
Since I've watched the Mavs since 2000.
I brought up this the other day on Facebook. I was like, how many, if Dirk leaves Dallas, how many people would still be Mavs fans? A lot of them were not Mavs fans before, and they can tell me till they're blue in the face that they were, but they weren't. They might have known who the Mavs were. They might have ran around with a little cool hat, but it wasn't until Mark Cuban Dirk was part of the Mavs before Cuban bought him. But it wasn't until that whole thing came together that Dallas was Maverick fans. It wasn't like the Lakers of the 80s and 90s.
They weren't as. I mean, they were exciting. Well, from what I've seen
I remember
on TV,
that
but
they had Jason Kidd. They had that guy with the nose ring.
They had
and the dresses like a girl.
They had Dennis Rodman. At the end of his career, they had Rolando Blackman. I mean, the 80s. I mean, they had some people. The 80s were well, they competed with the Lakers. They got their ass kicked every time in the playoffs by the Lakers, but it seemed like the early 90s, mid 90s, actually, and late 90s were just bad years for the Mavericks. And so it's like the late 80s and the 2000s where they boomed up.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people that are our age, I'll put it that way, that are our age, that can justifully say in the 90s they were, Maverick. No, you Mav fan for life around 2000. And that's fine. I'm not saying it. But don't act like you've been just, no. It's not the way it worked. But just kind of like with the Heat. Nobody can say anything about the Heat before, the year 2006. And a majority of them can't say it before the year 2011 when LeBron went to Miami.
Have they been keeping up? Did they watch the Heat from 08, 07, 08, 09, 2010?
Well, I have no problem with you being a team jumper because LeBron is your favorite player. I understand that. My favorite football team is the Falcons, but I gravitate to where Michael Vick is. And I kind of have to be Jets fan right now. It's kind of weird. It's not that I have to like
that he plays.
Well, that's not. But I gotta cheer for him.
Oh.
I gotta cheer for him to do good. Anyways, but talking about we said keeping those players together and everything like that. Yeah. Dirk, if he's not there, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Everybody together anymore. It's crazy how the Spurs.
I think they'll be able to.
And the same damn coach too. Same 3 players and the same coach for. That's how the Yankees did it. That's how you build dynasties. They had Andy Pettitte, Mariano, Derek Jeter, and Jorge. Those were like the players that, won all the titles. They had Joe Torre for the entire stretch for 15, 17 years. It's like, that's how you do it. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have continued winning.
I was thinking that.
Damn coach.
I was thinking that.
Quarterback. I mean, Tony Romo's already gone through 1, 2,
I think 3.
3 coaches already.
4. Wait, the big fat guy.
Wade Phillips, Bill Parcells, and
that's who I was thinking.
Jason Garrett. Who knows how many offensive coordinators? But
we
Bill
can't name all
Belichick
those.
is like he's the mastermind, so you don't have like a dumbass like Jason Garrett, not knowing what the hell to do whenever he's supposedly the offensive genius. They should have kept Sean Payton and dumbasses.
Yeah.
Okay, but
anyways, so that's what we were talking about with the Thunder and Spurs. It's an interesting series. Durant's still putting up numbers. Westbrook's putting up numbers, but that's only 2 people that are actually scoring.
Their starters have been downright. Hey.
Durant and Westbrook put up half of the points for them in Game 1. They put up 53 together. The team totaled 105.
They're talking Ibaka is coming back. They might come back today. And they're saying he could make he could be the difference in this series. He averages 15 points. Whenever he plays the Spurs, shot under 50%. But that's when he's healthy.
It hasn't came through on my team stream yet.
Well, they were talking about it yesterday. It's like all of a sudden he went from being out of the playoffs to day-to-day. Nobody does that.
And what did he hurt?
He hurt his calf, which they said he was barely able to stand on that leg because he was in so much pain last week. If you're in that much pain, there ain't no damn way.
No.
They just talk. And even if he does play, they're just gonna run his ass over in the paint. If your legs are hurting, there's no way he's gonna be able to hold up against Tim Duncan. He's got 40 or 50 pounds on him already. There's no way.
Tim Duncan.
Old man, the old engine that could.
It was funny. Somebody's like, he still plays? I was like, he's played since I can remember.
He's been around since I was 7 years old, and I'm 24 now.
Tells you a lot. Where did he go to school? I wonder.
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. Interesting. No, but I don't see... I mean, the Thunder have a lot to have to come back on. I mean, they're down 2-0. I mean, they might get one win.
I want to see clean sweep. I hate Oklahoma City. Sorry, family. Bye, Thunder.
I think we see Spurs Heat.
I think the Mavericks are going to give the Spurs the best. I think even the Heat, with the way the Spurs have been playing this postseason. Besides the Mavericks, I think the Mavs had the best, matchups against them. They've given them the best run they've had so far.
Been interesting.
Took them actually to 7 games. Everybody else been getting blown the hell out besides that 7th game.
Talking about teams that are blowing people out, the LSU is in the SEC tournament. They're going on. This is their 5th time in 7 years that they're going to the championship.
SEC championship game?
Yes, SEC championship game. They go against the number 1 seed, top-seeded Florida Gators. Each time since 2008, they have won. Each time since 2008, LSU has won the tournament. So it's their 5th time in 7 years. Every time they win. But Florida won in 2011. And LSU was swept by Florida this year.
Oh, through the regular season?
3 times, 2-1, 6-2, and 11-7. But in this tournament, LSU has beat Vanderbilt 11-1, Arkansas 7-2, and Arkansas 11-1. We've outscored opponents 85-8 over the last 7 games.
That's a hell of a stat. They've averaged over 10 runs a game and only given up 1. It's pretty good.
Yeah. There's a really interesting catch yesterday. It came across my team stream. It was on ESPN, and one of the guys, I guess he was maybe like a third baseman, I think he was a third baseman. He's
I think
going
he was
back.
an outfielder.
You
And
think?
he got plunked on the head.
He got plunked on the head.
I think the shortstop was running out.
Yeah, he gets plunked on the head. The ball
pops up, and boom, shortstop goes over and snags it.
It looked like it hurt.
Oh, I've seen that happen in
I
softball.
don't want to get hit with that ball.
Outfield take one right off the forehead. It was the funniest damn thing I've ever seen.
That's my biggest fear. That's why I was always afraid growing up.
Keep your eye on the
when
ball.
I was playing baseball, or like you and Dad would want us out and me to play with y'all. I was always so afraid of getting hit with the ball. Like, I don't know why that's the biggest fear of mine, but it really is.
Well, you're not a softball player, that's for sure.
No, those balls be coming by too fast. I hate it.
Till you've taken one in the man region, you don't know pain.
You've taken one in the man region?
Yes. Take one in the shot to the sack.
Shot to the sack, the left or the right one?
Oh, both.
Down the middle?
Everything.
Oh, that sounds painful. That is not something,
It's
no.
a strike.
It's a strike.
Yeah.
But, so good luck, LSU. They played today at, I think, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock against Florida. So, good luck.
Good luck, LSU.
Want to see y'all
Go
in the World
Tigers.
Series.
Yeah, hopefully.
College World Series.
TWS, good luck in Omaha.
Omaha.
Well, now they got to do the Super Regionals.
Yeah.
The tournament.
Man, they got a lot of...
There's still a lot of
baseball is
baseball
hard. Well, I know around my birthday, so within the next 15 or so days, they get to...
I think the Women's College World Series starts this week.
We
or
lost
this upcoming week.
last week
we
to
lost in
Arizona.
The regionals, and the Super Regionals were this week, and then the World Series is this upcoming week.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Well, something that, we're coming to an end of college baseball is something that still has a very, very long way to go. We're only
50
games into
112 games to go.
We're talking pro baseball, MLB. Right now in the East, a team that I haven't been following baseball. Once the playoffs end, I'll get into baseball for about 2 weeks, and then training camp will start for football, and then...
You don't pay attention to training camp.
I do.
I don't give two shits about training camp.
Whatever.
Who cares? All they do is they just run around.
They train.
The worst thing about training camp is they train for 6 weeks, and then if some guy busts his Achilles and he's out for the whole season.
Yeah.
Like, why do they work out so hard before that early before the season?
Are you trying to think?
I could not think. My brain's working a little slow today.
Okay, so, but as I said, it's not something I really keep up with. So once the playoffs end, I'll do, a few weeks of baseball, and then I get back into football. Anyways, but a team that I wasn't expecting when I was pulling up the divisions to be leading the division was the Blue Jays. They're leading the Yankees by 2 games,
Yeah,
28-22.
They've hit like an 8-game win streak. They've just gotten hot the last few weeks, and I think they swept the Red Sox. Well, the Red Sox have lost 8 or 9 straight. They've lost 9 straight, I think. They lost last night. So, they've completely fallen off, and then the Blue Jays have just taken advantage of them.
Yep, Blue Jays 28-22. The Yankees, as I said, are 2 games behind, 25-23. In the AL Central, Tigers 28-17, Royals 24-24. Royals were somebody else I wasn't seeing as...
Royals have been the team that they're supposed, since for the last 10 years, they've been the team that everybody's looked forward to, coming up and, making a run. And they'll be in it till probably August, and then in the last month they'll just fall off. That's exactly what they did last year too. So until something different happens, just expect more of the same.
In the AL West, we have the A's, Angels, Mariners, Rangers. Rangers are sitting in 4th, 6 games behind the A's. A's have 30-19. Rangers are sitting at 24-25.
Even the Angels, they've hit the hot streak, 27-21.
Well, the poor Rangers though. It's like every time I look at my team stream and it's something about the Rangers, it's a new guy getting hurt.
Well, Prince is out for the season.
Prince Fielder is out for the season. They just announced it the other day. He's going to have neck surgery, back surgery, something surgery.
He's got a bulging disc in his neck.
When they said that, they were like, well, yeah, he's going to be out for 2 weeks. A bulging disc is a serious thing.
It's so stupid. whenever I went to the game on Tuesday, they said he was going to be in the lineup.
Was he in the lineup?
Hell no, he wasn't in the lineup. They had just said on Saturday that he had the bulging disc in his neck, and then all of a sudden he went from day to day, or he went from 2 weeks to day to day to out for the season. That's why you can't ever listen to the injury reports, because it's all BS.
Yeah.
They just try to, like, seriously.
We have went
from being in the lineup to being out for the season. Like, come on.
It's crazy. And then, like as I said, we lost all last week. I don't know if any of y'all got to listen to it. We lost our pitcher to Tommy Johns.
Harrison's done. He's going to probably be done.
Wait, and then
Martin Perez is probably done.
What? I read something the other day of another guy that's out because he rolled over in his bed wrong.
Oh, I think Holland hurt himself.
Somebody that was already hurt.
He re-injured himself, he said.
In bed.
I don't know.
That's what I heard. There was one of them that I heard they rolled over in bed wrong, and
Holland, his bullpen session didn't go too well, so he's been pushed back. He was supposed to be coming back next week, like June 6th to the 10th was his expected return date, and it's probably been pushed back another month.
Well,
get ready,
it's going to be a long.
They're close to 500
summer,
right
Rangers.
now, but the Yankees went through the same thing last year, and it started off. It was really good to start, and then
it could be a very long summer.
The injuries catch up. There's no way around it. The pitching staff is gonna the young guys can hold it up for a while, but then it'll just fall apart. It's the exact same thing that happened to the Yankees last year.
As I said, it's going to be a long summer here in Dallas with the Rangers, because at this point, when you don't have any big names, the only big names that they have in the lineup is somebody that you freaking hate, is Elvis Andrus, Sin-Shu Chu.
Oh, Chu's good.
Chu.
He's been killing.
He's cool. So I mean, but
he got hurt yesterday. Or he strained something yesterday and had to be pulled out of the game.
But that's really the only people that they have in the lineup that are just going to.
Beltre.
Yeah. Oh, Beltre.
Mr. Unreliable. I don't know. People are posting on Facebook about him. I don't see what's so great about Moreland. He's just like Smokey. He hits a bomb every now and then, but he don't hit. He's hitting right at 300 right now. I know. Yeah. But he's had 20 at bats, so it's not saying much.
Well, good luck, Rangers. We hope y'all feel better. I'd like to go to a couple of games. Anyways, move over to the National League. In the National League Central, Brewers are leading 29-21. Cards are behind them, 27-22. Pirates are all the way in fourth, 22-26. The Reds are leading them. In the NL West, Giants 31-18. They have the best record in baseball, it seems like. Yep, they do.
That team is so weird. It's pretty much the same team as they had from the World Series years, but then last year they finished in third or fourth place. It's where do y'all? They just decide to come and play whenever they want to.
Yep.
I mean, Lincecum's not even the same pitcher as he was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But you don't hear anything about the pitching staff. It's their offense has been a lot better this season.
Right. Well, the Dodgers are 5 games behind them, sitting in third at 26-24.
The most expensive team in baseball.
Right. In the NL East, Braves are on top, 27-21. Marlins 26-24, and the Nationals 24-25. So, but that's looking at that end. Somebody asked me last night at work. I was sitting there, and they were like, what baseball teams do you hate? It's hard for me to say that. Baseball, I can tell you football teams that I hate, NFL teams, college teams, Saints.
Niners,
Seattle, Raiders.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma City. To see, we can name those teams. When it comes to baseball, it's a little bit harder because I kind of like them all. They always have players that I kind of always liked on them. I used to like the Red Sox. I'm not a Red Sox fan. The one team that I can absolutely say I do not like is the St. Louis Cardinals.
I don't like them.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I just don't like them.
Me neither. I don't like the St. Louis Cardinals. So I thought that was kind of interesting. He was like, well, what team do you like? I'm the Cardinals.
I can name off a bunch of teams that
I don't care for. I don't like the Angels either.
I don't mind the Angels.
Well, you like them because they're always against the Rangers.
Yeah. I don't care.
But, so I thought that was interesting because it's man, I really have never thought about that. I can think of football teams and basketball teams that I don't like, but
It's because baseball's not like all the talking like football. You hear about people talking all the time, and that'll get you all pissed off, like talking crap, like the Seahawks and all them. Baseball, that's not the way it goes down. It just happens on the field. There's no Twitter beef.
No Twitter beef?
In baseball.
Oh, just to let y'all know, I won. Because, speaking of Twitter beef, I was thinking about the Richard Sherman and Patrick Peterson, who's the bigger shutdown. If you look at them, they're about even on a lot of things. Now,
Patrick Peterson does a hell of a lot more than Richard Sherman ever.
Well, they're not sending balls. Richard Sherman. The passer ratings against Peterson is higher, but it's just different. If you look at the stats,
Peterson does punt returns. He works on offense sometimes. He's an all-around player.
Which I'm gonna have his awesome autograph on my wall because I won a Patrick Peterson autograph on Facebook. You know those ones where you see them? It was like, share this photo, like this page. You're like, God dang it, I'm not going to do that.
Never win.
That you're like, these got to be fake. Nobody's ever won this. I won. Breen Dioretta, won. Patrick Peterson typed my name on Facebook.
Woo!
It's going to look amazing. It's an LSU one, him and number 7. It's going to look amazing on my wall. I cannot wait.
Get him to sign your jersey.
Oh.
Send it to him.
Oh, I do. I have a number 7 LSU jersey. I want him and Tyron to sign it.
And Ollie Highsmith.
And all of them. 7's my favorite number. I have a cool thing. Manny Ramirez is a AAA player coach.
Yeah, I saw that.
For something in Iowa. Interesting.
He keeps trying.
I love Manny. I always have loved Manny Ramirez.
He's always just been
He's a cool cat. Yeah. Like, you want to hang out with him, you know.
He's got the swag in baseball.
He is. He's so swagalicious.
I don't know.
Swagalicious. So, I want to talk about something really funny real fast. There was a $25 million lawsuit brought up against the new godsend of football, Johnny Football. $25 million lawsuit for sexual harassment. You start reading this lawsuit, and it's this girl, she's like, he's been harassing me since Valentine's Day of 2013. He's
been sexting me.
He's been sending me pictures of his wiener in a freaking hot dog bun.
He's like, you know you want this.
And he calls it his Vienna sausage.
Like, you hungry?
And then he's talking about sexual conversations with Javadian Clowney and how he wanted her to have a threesome with him and LeBron James. Come to find out, this is fake. No, it's not a fake. Well, it's not fake. The lawsuit was really filed, but it's a fake. It was done by a guy who evidently is a criminal, a serial filer. Yeah. Like, he files lawsuits all the time.
Yeah, he's just a douchebag.
When you started reading, I was like, this has to be fake.
I was like, either that... Read it on Team Stream.
Read it on Team Stream on Bleacher Report. Or I was like, either this girl is really fat, because all she did was compare his stuff to food the entire time. She was like, during the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, you know, he texted me and he was like, Kobayashi, I mean, eat it up, you know. Just like, it was the funniest thing when I was reading it. A girl that a friend of ours that we know, it was his friend that he knows is the girl that was the name of the person that filed the report. It wasn't her that did it, but they used her name in it. So it was really funny. So I just had to throw that out there as our little tidbit of the week.
That's a little
funny thing, because it was hilarious.
Funny Sunday.
Because I was just trying to picture Johnny Manziel, like, videotaping him, like, taking a picture of his dong in a hot dog bun. I just thought that would be too funny.
That's funny.
Well, guys, next week, when we come back, we should have our NBA Finals competitors
locked up.
known. We'll have all that going for you. We'll have a little bit more baseball talk. Hopefully, we'll be talking about LSU winning the tournament.
Being in the World Series, or at least being in the Super Regionals.
So, go Tigers. Have a wonderful week. Have a blessed Memorial Day. Be safe.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver. Y'all can call me, but I might be drunk, so maybe not. I'm your host, Brandy Ureta.
And I'm John.
Thank you for listening to Kiss Sports here on DeepLMRadio.com.